So what if I could make for you a designer baby? What if you as a parent-to-be and I as a scientist decided to go down that road together? What if we didn't? What if we thought that's a bad idea? But many of our family, friends, and coworkers did make that decision. Let's fast forward just 15 years from now. Let's pretend it's the year 2030, and you're a parent. You have your daughter, Marion, next to you. And in 2030, she is what we call a natural because she has no genetic modifications. And because you and your partner consciously made that decision, many in your social circle, they kind of look down on you. They think you're like a Luddite or a technophobe. Marion's best friend, Jenna, who lives right next door, is a very different story. She was born a genetically modified designer baby with numerous upgrades. Yeah, upgrades. And these enhancements were introduced using a new genetic modification technology that goes by the funny name CRISPR. Like something's crisp, this is CRISPR. The scientists that Jenna's parents hired to do this for several $1 million introduced CRISPR into a whole panel of human embryos. And then they used genetic testing, and they predicted that that little tiny embryo, Jenna's embryo, would be the best of the bunch. And now, Jenna is an actual real person. She's sitting on the carpet in your living room, playing with your daughter, Marion. And your families have known each other for years now. And it's become very clear to you that Jenna is extraordinary. She's incredibly intelligent. If you're honest with yourself, she's smarter than you. And she's 5 years old. She's beautiful, tall, athletic, and the list goes on and on. And in fact, there's a whole new generation of these GM kids like Jenna. And so far, it looks like they're healthier than their parents' generation, than your generation. And they have lower healthcare costs. They're immune to a host of health conditions, including HIV/AIDS and genetic diseases. It all sounds so great. So now, as I've been telling you this Imagine 2030 story, I have a feeling that I may have put some of you into this like sci-fi frame of reference, right? You think you're reading a sci-fi book, or maybe like in Halloween, mode of thinking. But this is really a possible reality for us just 15 years from now. I'm a stem cell and genetics researcher, and I can see this new CRISPR technology and its potential impact. And we may find ourselves in that reality. And if you're still kind of thinking in sci-fi mode, consider that the world of science had a huge shock earlier this year, and the public largely doesn't even know about it. Researchers in China just a few months ago reported the creation of genetically modified human embryos. This was the first time in history. And they did it using this new CRISPR technology. It didn't work perfectly, but I still think they've sort of cracked the door ajar on a Pandora's box here. And I think some people are going to run with this technology and try to make designer babies.